And welcome back to Who Would Win, Halloween edition. Well, not true Halloween edition. It's still October, but October is the month of Halloween, so it's the Halloween edition. Next week will be the week's worth of Who Would Wins, where I'll pretty much crank out the remainder I got on here, plus a couple extras for Halloween suggestions, mind you. Anyway, now this comes to us from Corey Jackson, longtime viewer of mine. Thank you, Corey. And he asked the question, who will win in a fight? Elsa Bloodstone from, I believe, Marvel. I did believe it is Marvel. Versus Van Helsing, Van Helsing the Vampire Hunter. Now, not the problem, but the issue with putting up against Van Helsing with Elsa Bloodstone isn't coming from Elsa Bloodstone. I can give you a pretty basic rundown of her abilities right now. She's, I read a little bit of biography, but more or less she is from a long-standing, she's kind of like the Marvel of Van Helsing. She's got she has powers, mild powers. She's got like super enhanced strength, speed, all that. She's she's got longevity. She's immune to vampire bites. She's skilled with firearms. So yeah, in fact, I think I read on a scale like 1 to 7, her strength, endurance, and speed, all that kind of stuff actually ranks like a 4. So she's got a pretty decent amount of strength and durability. But the problem with Van Helsing is you got to ask the question, which Van Helsing do you use? Because if you're using like the old man Van Helsings, they're all going to lose in a fight because they're just old men. So obviously the Van Helsings we have to use are the ones that are actually prone to actually being in the field in combat. And the one that really just came to mind, obviously, was Hugh Jackman Van Helsing. That's the one I used for the thumbnail. That's the one we're going to use. The Van Helsing from Hugh Jackman Van Helsing from Van Helsing. So, again, with Elsa Bloodstone, you know what? Let me just get her page up real quick just to make sure I don't miss anything. Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone. I don't know why I'm talking like Sean Connery all of a sudden, but Elsa Bloodstone. Anyway, just a brief, an immortal later known as Elsa Bloodstone, which is obviously her descendant, father, whatever. Point being, powers according to, oh, you son of a, somehow the guy got kicked off the site. I must have pressed the backs, but anyway. According to Elsa, she had some of the Bloodstone gem power via genetic inheritance from her father. Blood gem has some power, basically indicating that the Bloodstone didn't only gain power via the Bloodstone choker, but she was born with power. She has unspecified levels of super strength. She has demonstrated. I hate ads popping up when I don't want them to. She has demonstrated immunity to vampire bites. Her blood will destroy vampires consumed as the original blood gem fragments. Itself was an anathema for vampire. Okay, weird word. An expert in most forms of firearms and melee weapons. She has a removable bloodstone on a choker. Which, you know what? Give me 1 second here because I should really check what a bloodstone can do. Numerous guns, often utilizes Uzis and assault rifles. Okay, there we go. Like I said, strength and intelligence, strength, durability, and fighting skills are all on 4, and the scale usually for the power grids in these usually goes by 7. So she's above like the halfway point. But energy production has got 1, so guns. Speed, not the fastest, she's at 2. Bloodstone. Give me 1 second, because if the Bloodstone actually has powers, that's going to really change up this fight a bit. Give me 1 second here. She has a hand that's actually made, has a Bloodstone hand, basically, because her father apparently ripped it off. All right, Bloodstone, blood gem. All right, blood gem. Let's try blood gem, see if I can get something out of that. Because, honestly, yeah, blood gem is a hybrid meteorite landing. Okay, does it give abilities or anything? A fragment of bloodstone gem was inherited from children Elsa and Cullen, a human mutant that would eventually be known as Maga Yogi, witness bloodstone, blah, 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 blah. Bestows superhuman strength, superhuman durability, immortality, and regenerative healing factor. Okay, so add on to the fact that she already got superhuman strength. We're assuming she already has that. Fascinating. But point being, so she also basically has nigh immortality, pretty much like ageless immortality, and regenerative healing factor, the strength of which I can't really say. Now, with Van Helsing, you have the great Van Helsing, trained from monks from Tibet to Istanbul. Anyway, he is pretty much the kind of like the James Bond of the Catholic Church in the Van Helsing movie. In fact, give me 1 second. Van Helsing. see if I can't. In Hellsing 2000. Let's go 2004. Ooh, not 3004. 2004. Let's see if I can actually get a character description. If someone made a Wikipedia for him. Oh, hey, they did. How about that? Gabriel Van Helsing. Because these things exist in pretty much all these pages. Anyway, the dude personality. Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty lonely and silent. Blah 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 blah. We don't really need the personality. Their personalities really aren't going to pay that much attention to this. Gabriel was once one of God's mighty angels. He's actually a fallen angel because he's the left hand of God. Let's see now. So basically, Gabriel's true form is an archangel of immense power. He possesses incredible destructive powers enough to destroy whole cities. However, because he is inhabiting living human flesh, he is both mortal and virtually powerless. If he were able to access his archangel abilities, which obviously we'll have to give him a scenario where he can. Immortality as an archangel. Flight, self-incarnation, can create a living human vessel for himself to inhabit. Gabriel has the power to influence the weather. Fascinating. Now, though he's an incarnate archangel, has no verified supernatural powers. His human abilities make up for it. Longevity, he's over 400 years old, retains appearance health, enhanced strength. While not superhuman, his physical strength can easily allow him to lift or press his own weight. During the fight with Mr. Hai, he was almost able to pull off a building, but Hai was able to counterattack. So he's strong enough to kind of pull. Hai had to have been at least in the 400 to 600 pound range. He can probably do about 200 pounds easy. He's shown to be pretty agile, durability. He can withstand a lot of attacks. He can take a good hit. Master Combat. He's a skilled warrior trained in combat for centuries by monks from different countries. Hunter's instinct. He's a great hunting weapons expert. He's great with his pistols. Dual spinning razor sharp saws. Yeah, I remember those things. The crossbow, silver stakes, crucifix, a repeater crossbow too. We're not going to go with a werewolf Gabriel because that would just kind of be silly. I mean, if we want to, we can. So yeah, but other than that though, he's more or less human. His body is vulnerable to, death and all that stuff. As a pesky human body happens to be. So, and I want to be sure I got that right. Yeah. So, but that being said, it all depends on how you look at the scenario. In terms of a flat-out fist fight, Elsa's going to kick his ass. But in terms of when the real fights, take place and, what they have going for them, how does this fight break down? Well, let's say they're both hunting Dracula and they both cross each other's path. And one thing leads to another. There's a misunderstanding, as these tend to happen. Puppy. The fight breaks out. So, Van Helsing maybe throws out his pistol. She brings out the Uzis, firing at charges. And she's not blocking bullets. She takes some hits, but she's fine overall. She's able to keep going. He's having to hide behind the corners, and maybe he's got a couple nitroglycerin grenades. So maybe just throws in an explosion. She runs away. Then he brings out the repeating crossbow. Just she's firing out. So, she's trying to get it up, but he's, still firing. He's running up, and then she'll whack her in the face. You puppy. Whacks her in the face. And he's like, and then, he maybe gets a couple hit in her. And she's in pain now, so she smacks him around. He goes, flies. Whoop! She just pulls these out. She's adrenalining from them. Now she's just firing back, and he takes a bullet. It's like, oh, God. And yeah, here's the thing is that because you have to look at the time frame when these characters actually takes place, she's got more skills relative, and she's been around longer than he has. I'm pretty certain is the thing. 400 years is pretty cool, but still. And remember, he's stuck in human form in this version of the fight. It doesn't really look that great for him in the fight. No, it's not to say he couldn't win. Like if he gets a good shot off on his head, like hits her in the head either with a crossbow or a bullet. Yeah, I'm certain that he can win, absolutely. But she just outmans him, I think, in just age, experience, and firepower. She's just got more advanced weapons than he does. But still, there's a possibility. I'll give it a full 10%. It's not much, but I think he could still win. Now, if for some reason he were able to access his true form, the Archangel Gabriel form, immortality, can fly through the heavens with large swan-like wings, can create living human vessels, power to influence the weather. Seeing it as an angel versus vampire demon thing hunter, yeah, the power to influence the weather, pretty much, and he has enough power. He possesses incredible destructive power enough to destroy whole cities. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with him on that, just because she's immortal and has a regenerative healing factor. If he were to say, just decide to go all out as an angel form, which he might, if he figures she's like unclean or unholy, doesn't deserve her power, whatever. Yeah, he could easily just destroy her in an instant. So in angel form, I'm giving the win to him 100%. Because she doesn't seem to have anything that would really be designed to kill him. Now, the werewolf Van Helsing versus her would be the interesting one. Assuming she's got some silver bullets on her, she could theoretically kill him. But that's assuming she's got any silver bullets on him. Yeah, I mean, in his werewolf form, he has strength on par with Dracula himself when he was in that demon vampire form. So he has got all the durability, enhanced stamina, reflexes, a regenerative healing factor like werewolves do. So, yeah, and I do like the way to design the werewolves in Van Helsing, by the way. So in that fight, she would definitely be keeping on the back foot and be firing as much bullets as she can. And they're going to hurt a lot, but unless she's able to blow off his head or something, she can't kill him with gunfire. And he's going to be a lot faster than her. So she's going to need to figure out something quick in order to kill him. So it's going to come down to if she can do enough damage to maybe his head or brain to slow him down and then, get a kill shot in. This time I was yawning upside down. She was going, unfortunately, the nature of the werewolf, particularly the nature of the werewolf we see in the Van Helsing movies, they are fast and vicious. So he's going to close the gap real fast, and it's not going to go well for her. She doesn't have she's got endurance and durability and regenerative healing factor, but against something that could easily just take your head off, that's not going to mean a whole lot. So it's tough to say, but I don't think she stands a very strong chance against the werewolf form. However, she stands a better chance than she does against the angel form, because if she's able to time it right, the minute that he gets close enough to try to bite her head off, she could in theory go just unload an Uzi in his face or something like that. Or maybe if she can get a long range shot and shoot his brains out or something like that. So yeah, okay. Final verdict: Human Van Helsing versus versus Elsa Bloodstone. 90 out of 10 in favor of Elsa Bloodstone. I think there's a solid 10% chance where he could get like a headshot or something like that in. But overall, again, I think she just has a longer resume and time doing things than Van Helsing does in human form. In angel form, yeah, when you have the power to level a whole city with probably your no real when you have the power to level a city with no with no extreme effort, if he wanted to, he could wipe her off the face of the earth like that with no hesitation. So I got to give him 100% in angel form. The werewolf form is the really weird one. I think the werewolf form does take it the majority of the time, but I think it's more like a 60 a 65-30. Or no, you know what? I'd go 70-30. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say 60-40 or 65-35 when I said that. But no, a 70-30. I think there's a real scenario where she could probably blow his brains out and kill him, assuming, or if she somehow had silver bullets, which there's no guarantee she would. Ooh, you puppy. Domino's just enjoying it. She's on her back, just enjoying herself. She's like, oh yeah, and then I'm petting her. She's like, oh yeah, and I stop petting her. She's like, rubs against. He's like, no more, please. It's like not no more, please, but no more, please. Look at that, you good baby. Anyway, so yeah, So yeah, I'm gonna go again. 90-10 in the human form in favor of Elsa Bloodstone, 100% for Gabriel when he's in his angel form, and about 70 in favor of Gabriel when he's in Van Helsing when he's in werewolf form. But hey, let me know if you think different. If you do, that's cool. Put in the comments below. Just be cool about it. Ideas for who to win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put down in the comments below. I'll get to it at some point. I am considering adding another thing on the channel, and that's like Dragon Ball Super speculation videos, like who I think is going to, be, especially where as we stand right now. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do it, because I just do stuff for fun sometimes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, folks.